Alright, Heritage Park, hole 1. White tees, 175 feet. Trilogy Challenge Patrol. And a horrible shot right out of my hand. Late. Usually a decent line up there though. The line's fine. There's just not a real good spot to stand. And I throw a crappy putt. But that's okay. Makes for a tap in 3. On to hole 2, 259 feet. Left to right into the woods. Trilogy Challenge Patrol again. Looking to throw it out left and let it just turn over and ride right. Really good throw on it. Turns nicely. Can't really see it in the video, but it buzzes right by the basket. Slid down the hill a little bit, not too bad. Usually if you're on this basket you don't have a putt, so it's not horrible. A little bit of wind blowing in my face makes a bad putt even worse. It was high out of my hand, didn't really have a chance, and the wind lifted it a little bit higher and put it down in the pit that's right next to this basket. So, putting out of the pit and almost falling on the loose leaves. But save 3. Then on to hole 3. It is in the A location, 328 feet right over the edge of the sled hill. Throw my special edition Ballista Pro. There's a headwind, so I'm looking to get it out and let it turn over the edge of the hill. And I throw an absolute garbage shot. Got straight down to the front of the hill and I can't even see the basket from the shot. So, still blind. I like to just do a little flick over the edge of the hill to try to get down next to the basket. It worked out pretty good. Gave myself just a little tap in that I tried to miss, but it stuck, so I save a 3 again. Hole 4, 246 feet. Didn't show it here, but I am throwing the Prodiscus Ultrium Jokery. Good flight, just didn't throw it hard enough. Comes up just short of the pine tree. Don't quite make it, but tap in 3. On to hole 5. The basket's actually in a B location, which is further down right towards the road. Maybe an extra 10 feet on distance. Throwing the Trilogy Challenge Patrol again. With that turnover shot. Turn this one too far and go to the road that I kind of just didn't quite give it enough, and it fades out in the center of the fairway, just kind of a death putt down the hill. With the road right behind the basket down the hill, I decide to lay up and not actually go for it. Leave myself another tap in for a 3. Then on to hole 6, also in B location, so 254 feet, turns over to the right, Trilogy Challenge Patrol again. And this one I got a little bit too much cut on. It goes down, does a cut roll, and actually rolls around about 8 feet from the A location. So, a long putt. Try to give it a good run. Come up just a little bit short, hit the pole, tap in 3. Hole 7, this is also in a B location. It's straight down the fairway. I'm not 100% sure of the distance. I decided to throw my first run Opto Ballista Pro. Let's try to take the woods out of play. And I got a little bit over on it, which turned it towards the woods, hits a tree, and drops straight down. But not in the woods, so not a bad shot. Going for the gatekeeper this time. First, I don't know, maybe second time I actually threw the disc and told it to fly straight, and that's what I need, so I figured I'd give it a chance. Pretty good shot. Gets right up there by the basket in the little group of trees that are right there. Left myself a nice putt. And I miss it. Tap in for a 4. First bogey, go to 1 over par. And on to hole 8, 192 feet. Got to throw out of the woods into a group of 2 trees, I guess. Go with the Pro Discus Ultra and Jokery. Nice stable putter. Now, don't get quite right far enough to get a good run at the basket, but it's down there, and that's half the battle on this hole. Fairly open putt. A little bit, you can't really see the branches in the video, but there's some branches that hang down in your view. But make the putt. Go to make up for that 4, back to even par. On to hole 9. It's marked at 355 feet. It measures at 323. But the route I'm going to take is a little bit longer. Probably plays more like 370. You can see the basket straight in front of the tee pad on the other side of the trees. I take my first run Ballista Pro and go wide around the right. Kind of try to take those trees out of play. It's usually a pretty safe, easy 3. Up the middle can bring a 4 into play if you don't get it through the trees. Norm from there, just leave a nice long putt. Just get it up by the basket for a tap in 3. So even par through the front 9. And on to hole 10. It's in B location, in between the 2 trees in the picture there on the left by the road. Throwing an Opto Air Triple X. Brand new, it's a $200 disc. Super overstable, just throw it out there and let it fade. And does exactly that. Goes right up there, right next to the basket. Pretty much a tap into. First time under par, 1 under par after that birdie. Now on to hole 11. I don't show the hole preview because I actually play an alternate hole 11. The basket is flooded at the moment, so it's not playable. The B sleeve was hit by a lawnmower, so we can't use the B sleeve. It stays playable. So I go next to the 11th tee to the 17th basket. Throw my OptoAir Triple X up and around a big hyzer. Looked pretty close. Wasn't as close as I thought, but still not bad. Gave it a pretty good putt just off the top of the basket for a tap-in comeback. So, through 11, still 1 under. Now 12 is also in a B location. A little bit further, throw my 280, throw my Prodiscus Ultra Drokery. It's right by the edge of the river. There's 2 trees straight in the center of the fairway there. It's right directly beyond those. Threw wider than I wanted to, which worked out pretty good. It ended up being a fairly aggressive play. Skipped up, hit a tree, and had it not hit the tree, it'd probably be in that river, so worked out okay. I gave myself a nice little putt. And got the 2. So 2 under through 12. Hole 13 is also in a B location. It is about 405 feet straight down the fairway. Throwing my Special Edition Ballista Pros. A little bit of a tailwind, so it'll help stable out the disc a little bit. And just get a nice little pull right down the center of the fairway. So that's just an open field up shot. Got my Fusion Deputy, something I can just kind of pitch up there and try to get next to the basket. And does exactly that for a tap-in 3. Now on to hole 14, 224 feet. There's a mound right in front of the basket, and due to the season, it is flooded directly behind it. I'm throwing my Prodiscus Ultra Jokery again. And with that water behind the basket, it kind of got in my head, and I just didn't throw it hard enough. Fall short of that mound, so now I got to putt over the mound, and you'll be able to see how close that water is. Was out here the Sunday before this, playing with a couple of buddies, and one of them threw his disc, and it was ice on that day. Slid across the ice, and that disc is still in that water. So, nice guy I am. Took off my shoes, took off my socks, and decided to go into it. At the deepest part, it is almost knee deep. 42 degrees about when I went out in this. And right there is the disc. Go back, grab a towel, dry off my feet. Wool socks, insulated boots. Won't even fall out in the water. But there was a tap-in 3 on 14 to stay at 2 under. Now on to hole 15 in A location. The measurements are a little off. It's closer to 390. A little bit of headwind, so I'm going for my first run Opto Ballista Pro. A little bit more stable than the Special Edition. Water running through the fairway is casual. I throw and I just don't really get a good snap on it. And it kind of just fades out left. I played for more wind than there was. And I do a little bit of casual relief. My disc is actually right in that pile of grass in the middle of the water. So I just play behind it. Take my Fusion Deputy and just do a little pitch up. Just try to play it safe. There's a road right behind it, and that road is out of bounds. So, nice little 15-foot putt. Nothing major. And I miss it. Clearly happy with that. So tap in for a 4, back to 1 under. Now hole 16, 465 feet, straight down the fairway, wide open. First run Opto Ballista Pro again. Something I just count on to fade. Not really going for max distance here, play it for a 3. Throw it right down the center of the fairway, let it fade off. Finishes up right about 300 feet. So from about 170 to 180 range, I take my jokery. It's a nice little standstill up shot. Got a little bit wider than I wanted to initially, but it worked out really well. Setting up right next to the basket for a nice little tap-in 3. And on to hole 17. ...241 feet. Basket is right in between those two trees straight out there. Throw my air triple X again. Feel like hanging out right and count on that stability to bring it right back to it. And I throw the line I wanted, I just don't throw it hard enough. Fades out before the trees. Goes a good bit left. Another 15, 20 foot putt, somewhere in that range, I don't remember. But this one I actually make. So back to 2 under through 17. On to hole 18, the basket is in the B location, 466 feet. I'm going to throw my Special Edition Ballista Pro. The better play is to go right up the center in between those two groups of trees. I do not take that route. I don't like it. I don't play it very well. Usually, on average, I had at least a stroke to the hole. So I throw up the right side. It's more open. The water in this hole is casual again. It's not always there. And now I just gotta kind of pitch over the water towards the basket. A couple tree branches in the way, but it shouldn't be too hard. Clearly it is. I decided to throw it straight at a tree and drop myself back right next to where the A location would be. So now to try to save a par, I've got to putt around these trees. Just kind of give it a pitch up. A little bit too high, but not bad. 10, 15 foot putt for 4. Make it for a 1 under 53, which is all in all not a bad round from the start of the year.